batches from the frat house with horrible puffy allergy eyes. Oh my goodness. It is time for One Book July 2015. I hope you guys are excited as I am. I love doing this. I am not going to rehash, why we do it or how we do it. Rhomany did a fantastic video explaining One Book July. I'm going to link to that down below. There is nothing I could change or add to anything she said because she did a great job explaining everything. So I'm just going to link to that so you guys can go watch that if you haven't seen that yet. She also explains there's a Facebook page for One Book July 2015, and any place you post anything about One Book July 15, if you tag it, hashtag One Book July 2015, all one word, it will show up wherever when we're searching for each other's posts. Okay, so you guys make sure you share your stuff. I'll put all the links for everything down below and in the blog post as well, just so in case you don't go see, other stuff right away, you know where to find it real quick. Basically, One Book July for me is learning, sorry, the mosquitoes are horrific, learning to pare my system back down to as basic as I can get it. I don't use a ton of books, but in the last probably 2 to 3 months, the number of books I've been using has increased greatly. Just out of me fiddling around with things, really. I am putting everything into one notebook, and I know several of you have seen on Instagram I had put pictures of a field note size field note size or pocket size Mr. Darcy in burgundy from ChicSparrow. This has been my intention. I started thinking about One Book July probably about 2 months ago, just about the same time all the notebooks, and I have them right there on the table, I'm going to show them to you when I flip the camera around, just about the time I started using all these multiple notebooks. This was my plan for One Book July. One field note size, maybe 4 inserts at the very most in it, a couple of folders, zipper pocket so it could serve as my wallet as well. That was my big thing for One Book July this year. I've been carrying a lot of stuff, okay? And the kids are very, very busy this summer. Usually our summers are kind of busy, but not crazy. It is crazy busy this summer in a really good way, but it is still crazy busy. So I'm hauling all of this stuff with me, okay? And like last year, One Book July taught me the necessity for my brain to do a consistent, at least once every couple of days, just brain dump, just sit down and make a big old list, okay? And tracking my time. Those are the 2 big things that One Book July taught me last year. This year, I want One Book July to be back down to me getting everything that I want to carry with me into one book. Because I added to what all of those things that I want to bring with me or need to bring with me are, meaning I started journaling again and writing more. Doing it in this size, you guys, I've been trying for 2-3 weeks now to make this be every last thing. And I guarantee you, with the journaling and the writing, projects, lists, planning, all the kids' stuff, helping Mike with stuff at the clinic during the off season with hockey, I have tried for weeks to get everything to fit in here, and just for the way my brain works and for it to not feel chaotic, this does not work for me. For everything, as a wallet and a brain dump and shopping list, little scribbles here and there writing, I love this, absolutely love it. Had I not thrown in the little jottings of class notes here and there, stuff I want to make sure I remember to review and I may be out and about when it pops in my head, stuff like that, it just does not all fit in here without me losing things, and that is my big thing. I have a system that works. One Book July is basically about taking a very pared down, stripped away look at your system and see what works and what doesn't. When I add those extra things that I really kind of need to have with me, or I won't do them, like journaling, I tend to do that in little 5-minute bursts here and there. If I don't have it with me, I won't do it. And it's really helping my brain a lot to go ahead and journal for 5 minutes here and there. So I've discovered that right now, at least, I need that. If I don't have it with me, I won't do it, and I have tried for weeks to make my system work in here without it making my brain feel chaotic, and it is just not working. I love this notebook. I love this size. I love my field notes notebooks. I love this notebook. It is not going to work for me. So yesterday, I'm gonna set this down. Okay, yesterday, I finally got everything put together the way I wanted it. So this is what I'm going with. Okay, a little bit bigger. It's the next size up from a pocket size. This is a personal size, Mr. Darcy in buttered rum from ChicSparrow. Isn't this color, like, I know this has nothing to do with One Book July, you guys, but look, that is like caramel. It's lickable. Completely lickable color, right, Amber? So there is what I am using. I have every last thing in here that I need to carry with me to be productive and to not lose things and to be able to sneak in journaling when things pop in my head, including my wallet stuff. Okay, well, there is one more thing I have to put in here that is in the pocket size still. Just my little zipper pouch. I think I'm gonna pop that in here too. But it is not too chunky at all. Like if I stuck anything else in here, even that pocket, that zipper pouch, that might get to me. But I don't want it to be a brick, because if it's a brick, I won't carry it with me. I also just, you know, I also got a smaller purse. I lucked out and got a Tabitha bag from ChicSparrow, and it is fantastic. It's the perfect size. But if this is a brick, I will not carry it with me, no matter how big of a bag I'm carrying. Okay, and it does fit in that Tabitha bag perfectly fine. I won't carry it if it's a brick, but I don't like it too skinny either. There's like a happy middle ground. So anyway, that's what it looks like. Personal size. Okay, so for those of you who were looking for my pocket size, my field notes, I know I can make it work. Like my pint size planning video, I can do all the planning and everything in there. I added in 2 classes, and I added in all of a sudden this urge and this need to write more, and it's just not working in there for me. I can make it work, it just becomes chaotic for the way I do it, if that makes any sense. So I figured out a way to set up in this section here where the numbers are, to set up my weeks so that I could have room right within my week for scribbling and journaling and lists for shopping or whatever needs to go in there for the week. So I have several pages that are just blank to work with for the week, for kind of a hodgepodge of things. But because, like I said, everybody is so busy this July, I think it's the busiest July we've ever had. All good things, but just very busy. I was hesitant to go a week at a time like I did last year and just lay out this coming week, week 27 of the year, and then just leave everything behind it blank, set up week 28 when I'm ready to, when I need to. There's way too much going on each week for me to do that and not lose things. I know I will lose things, and I have yet to forget a kid anywhere. I didn't want this month to be the month that I broke that record. So I've gone ahead and pre-set up my weeks. I left 6 spreads in between each one, so that I have space. So I will show you guys that. I'm also going to show you guys what I am coming from fully. Everything that I've been using in the last like 3 weeks, month roughly. I'm going to show you guys all that. It is 1, 2, 3, 4 different books. And then I had 3 inserts in a personal size, my personal size black Mr. Darcy, that I kind of finagled things into here. Okay, so very long introduction. Oh, and the last thing, my pen. One book, one pen, right? This is my go-to pen. I love this. It's a Coletto, 4 colors. These are the 4 colors I use the most. Like I told you guys in my yearly chart video, my brain just color codes. It always has. My brain has always assigned colors to things. I am sincerely considering going with 1 black pen for this month. It's crazy, right? I'm thinking about it. I got a couple days left to decide. Here comes Liam out the door. So when I decide what I'm doing about the pen, I will let you guys know. But right now it's going to be this one with just those 4 colors and lots of sticky tabs and flags to delineate one thing from another so I don't lose anything or anybody. So I'm going to... Liam's irritated about something, so I'm gonna see what's up. I'm gonna flip the camera around and I'll be right back. Okay, thanks. Okay guys, gravity is not working with me for some reason. The camera is being really weird. Okay, here's the pile of stuff I've been using. This is insane to me. This is not like me. It's the June chaos. I'm telling you, it is the changeover from this being in school versus the kids not being in school. So that's one thing that causes this. I'm taking 2 classes right now. I'm taking a Python programming and an R programming language class each. So that's adding to this. And I'm going to get into that a tiny bit because that's the one thing I am not going to put into my 1 book for this month is my class notes, because both classes are like halfway through, and if I change that right now, I am just epically screwed, to be really honest with you. So I'm not changing my class notes. What I have been doing for a good couple of months, 2-3 months, I was using a pocket size to plan, and I showed you guys that in my pint size planning video, which works beautifully for everything I was doing until I added the journaling and the writing and some of the class stuff into my planner. That made this still doable, okay? And I think if I took the time to rearrange the way I was doing things, it would work just fine. But it was not working. It was getting too chaotic for my brain, and I don't want to, like I said, forget anybody anywhere or forget that we have to be somewhere or miss an appointment. And I was taking too much time, and I wasn't really thinking as open-minded about it as I should have been to make things fit in here. And that was easily remedied because I had a personal size to work with. So that made things a lot easier really quickly, except for I started carrying a separate wallet because I was using this as my wallet. So I had that in my bag too. And just all of a sudden this urge to write more. Again, I think that's just my brain working through the summer chaos. It was really, I was just burning through a lot of pages in here very quickly. So my remedy for that was to go with a personal size. So here's what I had in my personal size. I had forward planning calendars. Okay, so a monthly calendar for each month for 2015. That was my first insert. My second insert was I went ahead and set up June, July, and August in here. I may go back to this in August. I don't know yet. We'll just kind of see what, one book July teaches me here. And then I had, the next one was just project pages and lists of stuff, and notes, and then notes on books, okay? Because several of you had said, yes, please do like a Frat House Reads, little series. So that's what that was for, okay? And I was using all of them, and that was great. I did start doing some journaling in this one, and again, was burning through a lot of pages. So then I went to this. This is, let me zoom out a little bit. There we go. Sorry about the tripod legs, guys. Like I said, gravity and, I don't know, my brain and the camera just aren't getting along. Been journaling in here, which has been working beautifully. I am finding already that my binding up in here, a couple pages in, I'm starting to get loose pages, which I don't have a whole lot of stuff stuck in there. I've got like some movie tickets stuck in there, and that's about it. It's just a lot of writing. So that is what I've been using. That is going away, okay? This Moleskine all of a sudden became my brain dump, notes for videos and whatnot. I generally don't keep those in my planner. When I stop keeping notes for videos in my planner, I immediately start kicking myself. I do this to myself all the time. I really do kind of better having notes for videos, things I want to make sure I say, make sure I link to. I do better having those in my planner because, again, those things will randomly pop in my head at really weird times, and I'll write them in my planner, or in, my little general notes book in here. And if I don't slap a page flag on it right away, I will lose it and forget it, and then it will never get into that video. So that's what this is. So a lot of notes, working on blog posts, finding all the links for that Frat House Reads 2014 post, which is going to be coming, you guys. So this is also going away. Okay, this is everything that I've been doing in here is going into my personal size. Journaling that I've been doing here is going into my personal size. Wallet stuff going into my personal size. Change. I know you guys had asked about change last time. What do I do with pocket change? I honestly generally do not carry pocket change with me. It drives me crazy. I'll just keep adding change in here until it's like fit to burst. So, I have a little change cup in the van. We've got a change jar in the kitchen. So I'm, if I get change, pocket change, it's not like I use cash a whole lot anyway. I throw it in my pocket and chuck it in the change jar. So I'm not going to worry about having a place in my personal size book for change, because normally I don't carry that much change with me. This is like crazy heavy. So I took out my debit cards. I still have cash in here that I need to take out, but like this held my driver's license, debit cards. Cash is going into the personal size. I just forgot to move it. So that is going away for July. What I am keeping are these two Moleskines. Okay? These are the notes for my R programming class. These are the notes for my Python programming class. Like I said, both classes are, one is nearly halfway through. This one is just about halfway through. And if I stop my notes for these, I am going to be in a lot of pain. So for these, I am also using more than one ink color because, like I said, my brain has always color-coded everything. So for me to be able to find terms quickly, explanations of things, I just automatically do all that in different colors. It's not anything I have to exert any mental energy to do. My brain just does it, so I just go with it because that's what seems to work for my crazy brain. So for these, I will be using more than one ink color because I'm not changing the class notes at all. So those two are staying, okay? This is it. When I say it like that, it sounds crazy. This is it for the month, okay? Got everything in here. The only thing I may change, and I'm going to take it out now, like I said before, this is my go-to pen. It's a Calender Lumio in white. I love this pen. Part of why I love it is totally an aesthetic thing. It's because of the white stitching on my notebooks. I love the white pen with the white stitching. That is just me. These are the 4 colors I use the most, and I just realized I did not grab my pen bag. Let me go grab that, okay? I'll be right back. Okay, had to go grab the pen bag. And a Kleenex, because right now whatever's pollinating either really, really likes me or really, really hates me, because my face is just running like a faucet. Okay, so this pen I always, always, always have in my planner in the pen loop, okay? Then I generally have this little, upside down, this little binder clip over here on the side. And I usually have this pen clipped to that binder clip. So I have 2 pens inside my planner, okay? These are the colors that I use the most, okay? So this blue black, which is one of my most favorite colors ever, I use for kind of general stuff, admin stuff for the website, just general kind of notes. Black is kind of the same thing, that's just kind of general. Brown is all anything that's my stuff, like writing, books, anything like that. Pink is all YouTube and blog stuff, okay? Purple is for tech coding. Green I usually use for bills, and right now for one of my classes. Blue is for the boys, and the red is for Mike's stuff. I think this pen is going to go away. Not sure yet. Okay, no matter how long I've been doing this, Mike just came out and sat down behind me. I cannot record when somebody's just sitting there. And he was so quiet, he didn't say a word. He sat down in the hammock. I can't do it. Okay, so anyway, I think this pen is going to go away. I do use a couple things for a couple of colors, for several things, I should say. So the green is not only bills, but that's my Python programming class. That's just, I don't know, that's my brain. This light blue color, that's my R programming class. I have no idea why. It's just my brain. So this one I use kind of sparingly, but I do use the orange and the light blue quite a bit. It's these 2 are my go-tos all the time. I am considering, my original plan was just go down to this one. I'm seriously considering going down to just this. It's a Uniball Signo 207. It's an ultra micro tip, so it's like a 0.38. I do like my, you know, really narrow nibs on my pens, really tiny nibs on my pens. I'm thinking about it, and I think, you know, when your brain depends on color coding or something to delineate things, and you're very used to that, it can be hard to change. And like I said, this part of my system isn't broken, so I don't want to mess with it. However, I kind of like the idea of the challenge because I know how I can deal with not color coding. 2 different ways. I can use symbols for different things, and I'll show you. I have a ton of, you know, like little page flags and stuff to use. So I'm really considering just going with this. It's not my most favorite pen, honestly, to write with. This is my most favorite pen. I just like the way the pen feels. So I might go ahead and go with this and try to stick with as much black as possible, because I don't have a smaller Calendo than a 4 color anyway, and I just love the way this thing feels in my hands. Okay, I can write really quickly with it. This one, I also like the way it feels. I like the grip on it. It does, I write a little sloppier with it because it's a little bit wider tip. My Calendo inserts are 0.3s. This is nearly a 0.4. It's only a millimeter. Shouldn't make that big a difference, but to be just the way I write, it does. So I don't know. I will let you guys know when I decide what I'm doing with that. The other pens that I generally use that are going away, this one is just, it's the same colors that I normally carry with me, and this one is just if I want to carry the black one instead of the white one. This is everything else that's in the pen and pencil bag. Okay, so all my highlighters, if I do go with a highlighter, because I do use a highlighter on my pre-printed shopping list rather than circling things, I will miss things if I circle things. I've tried it before. If I use a highlighter at all, it's going to be this one. It's just a Zebra mild liner. It's double tip, so it's got a bold end and a narrow end in, I think, pink. That tends to show up and catch my attention pretty quickly. So if I use a highlighter, it's going to be that one. Everything else in here is going away. There are pens, pencils, highlighters, all different things. These I will definitely be using. I love my book darts. I love my book darts so, so, so much. So these I will definitely be using. Everything else in my wonderful Blackhawks pen bag going away. Okay, inside here, this is gonna be like the longest video ever, you guys. Let me get out just a little bit. Okay, so I've added book darts already. What I am doing in here right now, new pocket configuration for the ChicSparrow notebooks. The Mr. Darcy's are the first ones to kind of trade over to this new pocket configuration. My understanding is Jennifer's going to be changing over the pocket configuration of the other notebooks throughout July, as far as I know. Check with her if you have a question about that. Okay, don't depend on what I'm saying because I might be wrong. Smaller pocket, kind of a medium-sized pocket, full-length large pocket in the back that runs top to bottom. Okay, so I'm keeping, here's part of the wallet part. This I showed you guys before. It's just a card holder for a regular size Midori that I horribly, it was Mike's that he's not using anymore because since he got his Mr. Darcy, he's got the 3 pockets. So he's using that to hold everything he used to put in this. So I cut the bottom one off so it would fit, and that wraps around all the notebooks, and that keeps it, it uses up enough space in the spine of that so it doesn't stick out when I close it. Okay, I may put this in here, just my Midori passport size zipper pouch. This I might go ahead and put just around probably this first insert, not sure yet. It is nice if I have cash to be able to have a little zipper pocket to throw it into. I could also just stick that back here or back here, but it wouldn't be fully enclosed and I'd be really afraid I would lose it. And then just to have the extra little pocket back here to work with, just in case I need it. I don't know, I haven't decided yet, so I may add this in yet. Okay. The first insert is all monthly planning stuff, and what I did, I had this in my pocket size as well. It's just 2 Project Life cards that I honestly took some tape and put them, you know, I set them down on the table a little distance apart and put tape on both sides so they would fold around. These are the page flags I'm thinking about using. These are, again, I didn't grab that either out of my bag, and I don't want to stop again because everybody's being really quiet right now. These are they're plastic, transparent page flags from Semicolon. I got them on Amazon. If you guys want to see the packaging for that, let me know. But it's Semicolon spelled with a K, so Semikolon, and it's just a little black, you know, it just folds open and it's got all these in it. This is the order that they're in there. I just peeled off like 3 of each one and stuck them on the card. If I use a black pen, I really could use these to delineate things. I do wish that I had some, and I only have like some from the Target dollar bin there that are really, really thin, like narrow ones. I'm thinking I might take a little, you know, pile of each of these, the colors I know I'm going to use, and cut them in half because they would be pretty much the same width, and it would be mosquito crawling on my leg. It would be a good way to highlight things and kind of do color coding but still only have 1 pen. I haven't decided about that. Gonna show you guys that when I figure that out too. The first one is my monthly planner from MarsiaBramucci. This I've had for months. It's, you know, filled in all the way back. I will just have up to July clipped together, and these have already been set up like I said. So this is just pretty much blue ink because it's all stuff for the boys. Some stuff is in pencil because it's not set in stone yet, and then I used my colored pencils to color those in. Like I said, I won't be doing any more of that. Anything I add to this calendar throughout July will probably be just in black ink. But I just took this right out of the one book and stuck it into this one. So, because I always use monthly calendars. So my forward planning is taken care of. Okay, a couple of extra Post-its. First full insert, as far as daily planning, is this one. This is an insert from ChicSparrow. It's the grid paper. Okay, and what I did here, I took my yearly calendar, my yearly chart, you guys saw that in the video, and just washi it right into the cover of the notebook. Okay, not going to need to unfold it for July, so that's nice, it's right there. So that I didn't have to change, that I'm keeping. Okay, and then I took my monthly calendar and my monthly chart for July, and again, washi taped it right to the first page. Okay, so I already had this all filled out for the month, and I really didn't want to draw it in here when I already had it. So that is That's I just washi taped in. Everything else is stuff that I put in myself. Okay, so here's what I did. I wanted to figure out a way to have room for random brain dump stuff, short little shopping lists, even if it was just a place to stick a post-it note for a shopping list that wouldn't be like right in the way of anything else. Knew I needed to have a weekly chart, knew I needed to have a weekly calendar, but I needed more space. What I was doing, and this is what I needed to wrap my brain around, I had like, this is what I've been doing. Here's my weekly chart, here's my weekly calendar. I've been leaving one spread for the week, okay, and then there's weekly chart, weekly calendar again, and then one spread for that week. With all the little jottings and, you know, everything I've been doing that's kind of new, that wasn't enough space in one spread always. Now see, this last week was super chaotic with like, you know, kid stuff and family stuff, so I didn't even use up the whole thing. Plus there was a whole bunch of time, Friday, Saturday, that I was setting up my One Book July, so I wanted to make sure I had room for all of that stuff without having to stick an entire extra insert in. So I weekly chart, weekly calendar, and then I counted up how many pages were in the notebook, and I evenly spread out for each week. So I have 6 full spreads for my week. I've got chart and calendar, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 full spreads for whatever. Any writing I want to do, any notes that, you know, I'm watching a video and I really like something. Notes for videos, that is my big one. That, like I said before, is going to eliminate the need for this book, because this is where all my notes for my videos and whatnot go. I'm going to be doing that in here, okay? Having that many pages to work with means that it won't clutter this up, which is good, because like I said, don't want to lose anybody, don't want to miss anything. This will also leave me room to journal, which is honestly also the purpose of this last insert, which is just another gridded insert from ChicSparrow. If I know there's something I really want to sit down and write about and it's going to take a ton of space, I have space back here to do it. Okay, that's all that last book is. If it's real quick idea, real quick blurb, whatever, I have space in each week to keep those notes in each week. So much cleaner. I'm so happy with this layout. Hi, baby. Liam's waving. I just put tabs at the top since I have those spreads so spread out, and you know, as the kids are making plans and whatnot, sometimes cramming all of that, like the last minute plans or last minute changes, onto here isn't doable. So I tabbed each week, like this week is the 29th through the 5th, this week is the 6th through the 12th, etc. So I can get to each week real quickly, see what's going on if, you know, some of the kids want to make plans or whatever, and I don't have to flip for it. So that's all those are. Okay, so that is going to be the daily planning. Otherwise, the setup of the daily planning is going to be pretty much like I've had it. It'll be fairly, you know, like bullet journal style, except probably without so much color. I'm seriously thinking of going just with the black ink. I keep dithering about it. I like the way this black ink writes. I like the narrower tip, but I have a couple of these here, so I may just do that for the month. But otherwise, yeah, the in-between spreads will just be regular, you know, bullet journal style, maybe per day, maybe not. Maybe I'll just go to a regular running list and that's it. But that way I have the whole month in weeks laid out, so I can very quickly tell the kids what's going on. This notebook is all projects and lists. So anything for the blog and YouTube, Evernote series, What's Your Why Not series, which I swear to you guys I have not forgotten about. I am trying to make time. I have just like a running list of stuff that needs to be done. Tech coding, the list for oh, this is so shameful. Books that I have downloaded into the Kindle account but I haven't read yet. Granted, many of them are free, but still I downloaded them with the intention to read them. You know, stumbled upon something else and starting reading that and never read these. So this is one of my things for this year. I want to burn through a lot of these. And then this is my list of what I've read already in 2015. I showed you guys in my yearly chart, you know how I keep track of those at the bottom of the yearly chart as well. I started writing them down on paper again so that I can kind of do a little catch up for what I've read this year, since you guys had asked for that. So that's why I wrote that in there. And then this back here is, these two tabs are just grades for the classes I'm taking. So I can kind of keep track of what my grade is in both classes and make sure I got all my assignments and my quizzes and my exams done. Okay? And then this is, like I said before, this is going to be, you know, journaling, doodling, whatever the case may be. Okay? And that's the back of those pockets. Back pocket is the same in the new pocket configuration. It's the secretarial pocket. I have a check stuck back there that I need to remember to deposit because I put all my wallet stuff in here. Just some stuff to doodle on. I think I showed you guys this before. I put a bunch of sticky notes, my pre-printed grocery lists, some Post-its, all that stuff in there because then it doesn't get too beat up. And that should be it. So you guys show us what you're doing. Hashtag everything one book July 2015. And I'm gonna run and get this posted while everybody's quiet. Okay? Thanks so much, guys. Bye-bye.